The first Saturday of every month, I sat at the kitchen table with a stack of unopened envelopes and my laptop. It was a ritual, part financial review, part mental checkpoint. I'd started it early in our marriage, a quiet habit that grew roots. Lila always said I was the structured one. She was all color and chaos, a marketer by trade and an artist at heart. I kept the numbers in check. She breathed life into the rest of it. Somehow it worked. Or I thought it did. Before we dive deeper, make sure to hit that like if you've ever felt that uneasy gut feeling something wasn't right, even when everything looked perfect on the surface. Subscribe so you don't miss the twists ahead, and share this video with someone who loves intense, real-life stories. Trust me, this one only gets deeper. That January morning felt no different. The light came in soft through the curtains as Lila left for her 9:30 yoga class, her monthly Saturday ritual. She'd be back by 11:30. That left me with 2 hours to go through our finances without her asking if we could afford a new espresso machine or another mid-century lamp. We weren't struggling. My salary from teaching at the local college and her income from branding consultations kept us more than afloat. Our two-story Craftsman was nearly paid off. Savings grew steadily. On paper, everything was sound. So, I opened my laptop, pulled out the mail, and began my ritual, completely unaware of the unraveling that would begin within minutes. I shuffled through the mail, utility bills, bank statements, a few credit card envelopes. Then came the phone bill, thicker than usual. A lump formed in my throat before I even opened it, that subtle intuition whispering from the shadows. Tearing it open, I scanned the front page. December billing cycle. Total, $247.92. Slightly higher than normal but not enough to alarm me, until I saw the breakdown. 3 numbers. Line 1, my phone, ending in 9038. Unlimited plan, $45. Line 2, Lila's number, ending in 7264. Also unlimited, $40. Line 3, 5527. Premium unlimited plan with international calling, $80. I stared at that third line, my mind resisting what I was seeing. 3 numbers? We only had 2 phones. I glanced at mine sitting beside the laptop, and Lila's phone was across the kitchen counter on its charger. So, whose line was this? Maybe it was a mistake. Phone companies made them all the time. Still, something didn't sit right. I logged into our online account and pulled up previous statements. November, 3 lines. October, 3. September, August, even back to last spring. I clicked further back. February 2021, that same unfamiliar line. My pulse quickened. That phone had been active for nearly 2 years. Nearly 2 years. 23 months of quietly paying for a third line I'd never seen, never used, never even heard mentioned. $80 a month. That was over $1,800, vanished into the ether. And it hadn't triggered a single red flag until now. I felt a tightness in my chest. The rational part of me wanted to believe it was a clerical error. A duplicate. Maybe a leftover from an old device. But deep down, I already knew it wasn't. Scrolling down, I found a line in small print that stopped me cold. Line added by account holder L. Denning, February 3, 2021. Lila had added it herself. My hands trembled as I reached for my phone and dialed the provider's customer service number. The automated voice chirped through the options, but I barely heard it over the pounding in my ears. 7 minutes of waiting. Bland music. Thank you for calling. This is Bryce. How can I assist you today? I swallowed hard. I'm calling about an unknown line on my account, number ending in 5527. I can help you with that. Can I verify your account information first? I gave the details, my voice barely steady, and waited for the answer I already feared. Thank you, Mr. Denning. You're listed as the primary account holder, Bryce said. What would you like to know about the 5527 line? When was it added and what was the reason? I asked, trying to sound casual, but the cold sweat on my back betrayed me. A pause, then the soft click of a keyboard. Okay, looks like that line was added on February 3, 2021, by Lila Denning. She's an authorized user on the account. Reason listed, work phone. Work phone? Lila had worked for the same boutique marketing firm for nearly a decade. Small team. Local clients. No one had ever required her to have a separate number. I would have known, she would have told me. Did she provide any other info when she requested the line? Checking the notes, she asked for a premium plan with international calling and specified it was for business contacts. My stomach churned. International calling? Lila's work was exclusively domestic. She'd often complained how dull it was to work with the same regional brands, the same tired slogans. So why international? And why keep it secret? I gripped the edge of the table, grounding myself. Is that line still active? Yes, sir. It's active and in regular use. How much is it used? I asked, the words dry in my throat. Bryce replied without hesitation, as if reciting the weather. For the last full month, December, it shows 10,847 outgoing texts, 3,200 incoming, and about 47 hours of voice calls. I blinked. I did the math in my head. That was over 350 texts per day. An hour and a half of talking. Every single day. Lila and I maybe texted 5 times total on a busy day. A check-in. A grocery list. On my way. That was it. My heart pounded so hard it felt like it might crack my ribs. Can you tell me what kind of device is registered to that line? Yes, it's paired with an iPhone 11 Pro. Activated the same day the line was added. $1,000 phone. One I had never seen in her hands. I swallowed hard. As the account owner, can I access call and text logs? Absolutely. You can download 90-day usage reports, with timestamps, numbers dialed and received. Just no message content. That's protected. I understand. Please email me the summary. Right away, sir. Anything else? No. Thank you. You're welcome. Take care. I hung up and stared at the phone in my hand like it had become a grenade. I opened the laptop again and logged into the phone provider's online portal. The interface was familiar, clean and simple, showing all 3 active lines under my name. I clicked on the third. Usage bars appeared first, then the option to export detailed data. I downloaded the last 90 days. The spreadsheet opened, 897 rows. Each row a time-stamped interaction. Texts, calls, durations, numbers. I scrolled. One number stood out like a beacon in fog. 61555588834. Over 99% of the communications were with that single number. This wasn't a work phone. It wasn't used to contact clients or coworkers or even friends. It was a direct line to one person. A lifeline to someone else. I opened a new browser tab and searched the number. Nothing on Google. No business listing. I tried a reverse phone lookup. The name returned hit like a punch. Jonas Hale, 34, East Ridge, Tennessee. East Ridge. Just across town. 20 minutes from our house. I felt lightheaded. This wasn't some overseas connection. This wasn't anonymous. This person lived close. Lila could see him anytime she wanted. I copied the name. Searched Instagram. There he was. Jonas F. Profile. Personal trainer. Gym owner. Transform your body, transform your life. His profile was exactly what I expected. Selfies in front of gym mirrors, flexing abs under perfect lighting, before and after shots of clients, motivational captions about discipline and transformation. But one post stopped me cold. Dated September 2021. A photo of him in a studio, seated beside someone just outside the camera's frame. The caption read, "Strategy session with my favorite brain. Big moves coming." There were emojis, muscle arms, light bulbs, flames. One comment stood out beneath the photo. "Best investment I ever made," smiling face with heart eyes fire. It was from an account I didn't recognize, an alias, maybe, but something about the tone chilled me. I scrolled through the rest of his feed, looking for anything that might link him to Lila, but it was curated, careful. Nothing direct. Nothing obvious. Then I tapped into his business profile, Hale Performance and Nutrition. Personal training. Nutrition coaching. Package rates starting at $200 per session. No group discounts. Was she a client? Had she really just hired him privately? Even if she had, why the secret phone line? Why the hundreds of daily messages? Why hide a second phone at all? No matter which angle I looked at it from, it didn't make sense. It wasn't business at all. I checked the time. 11:05 a.m. Lila would be home from yoga in about 25 minutes. I stared at the laptop, the usage report, the now open spreadsheet, the endless log of calls and texts. I felt like I was standing at the edge of something vast, about to fall in. The line had been added 2 years ago. 2 years of texts. 2 years of calls. 2 years of hiding. I wanted to believe there was some innocent explanation, some version of this story that didn't end with betrayal, but the facts were too loud, too many, too damning. This wasn't a mistake. This was deliberate. At 11:17 a.m., I heard the garage door rise. A few seconds later, her voice floated in, cheerful and light. "I'm home." She walked into the kitchen, yoga mat in one hand, water bottle in the other, hair pulled back in a ponytail, still glowing from her workout. She smiled when she saw me at the table. "Morning, babe," she said, leaning down to kiss my cheek. "How's the budget?" I looked up at her, really looked at her. The woman I'd built a life with. 9 years married. 11 together. "I need you to sit down," I said quietly. Something in my tone made her pause. She hesitated, the smile slipping just slightly, but not gone. "What's wrong?" she asked, setting her water bottle down. "Just sit, Lila." She pulled out the chair across from me, her movements slower now, measured. Her eyes flicked to the table, to the phone bill still spread open between us, then back to my face. That flicker in her gaze told me everything. She knew. She knew exactly what I had found. I pointed to the third line on the statement. "Can you explain this?" Her eyes dropped to the page. A long moment passed. "Explain what?" she said carefully. "This number," I said, tapping the line. "The one you added 2 years ago. For work." I watched her face change, barely. Just a tightening at the corners of her mouth, a flicker of calculation. Then came the practiced confusion. "Oh, yeah. I needed a separate line for work contacts. It was just easier. You never mentioned it." She shrugged, but I could see the tension rising in her shoulders. "Didn't I? Thought I did. It's just a work thing. It costs us $80 a month. That's over $1,800 in 2 years. That seems like more than just a thing." Her voice turned defensive. "I make enough to cover it. Why are you making this a big deal?" There was the deflection. Turn the heat on me. Make me feel irrational for asking questions. Pretend I was overreacting instead of dealing with a real betrayal. "I'm not making it a big deal," I said calmly. "I'm asking why there's a phone line I never knew about." She folded her arms. "It's for work, Milo. Some clients prefer texting. I needed a boundary between personal and professional." "What clients?" I asked. "Marketing clients. You wouldn't know them." I leaned forward, my voice quiet but steady. "You work in brand strategy for B2B software companies. You don't have personal clients who text you." The pause. A flash of panic crossed her face, quickly buried. "Freelance stuff," she added. "Side consulting. I've been building a portfolio." I watched her, measured her. "Freelance consulting, since when?" "About 2 years." "Interesting. That lines up exactly with when this phone was added." Her gaze faltered for a second. "Just small projects," she added. "Nothing serious. A few $100 here and there." "So you're paying $80 a month for a line that brings in what, $200 total? That's a bad return." Her mask slipped for a moment. "Why are you interrogating me?" she snapped. "It's my phone line." "It's not just your phone line," I said, keeping my voice even. "It's on our family plan. It's being paid out of our joint account." I checked. She looked like she wanted to argue, but couldn't find the angle. The fight in her eyes dimmed for a beat. "Fine," she muttered. "I should have told you. I'm sorry. Can we just move on?" I didn't blink. "Who is Jonas Hale?" Color drained from her face. Gone in an instant. She froze. The way someone does when they've been found out, not surprised, not confused, caught. The silence between us stretched long and heavy. She started, then stopped. How did you called the phone company? Her voice wasn't angry anymore. It was scared. I did, I said. I asked for usage logs. Over 1,800 texts sent to him in just the last month. 47 hours of calls. 99% of all contact to one number. Her voice dropped to a whisper. He's a client. I told you. Freelance. I pulled out my phone and turned the screen to her. Jonas's Instagram profile. His gym logo. His shirtless selfies. His business page. He's a personal trainer. She stared at the screen, and I saw her trying to spin the next story. Yes, she said finally. He's my trainer. That part is true. I've been working with him on fitness goals. Then why didn't you tell me? Her response came quickly, too quickly. Because you always make fun of gym people. You said CrossFit was a cult, remember? I didn't want to be judged. I stared at her. I said that once. About a coworker. 2 years ago. She folded her arms again. You always act like working out is shallow. Like it's beneath you. So you bought a secret phone, I said, paid for it with our money, and sent your trainer over 60 texts a day, because you were worried I'd make a joke? She said nothing. What kind of workout plan requires that kind of contact? Meal planning. Progress updates. Motivation. Show me the phone. She blinked. What? The iPhone 11 Pro. The secret phone. Show it to me. She shifted in her seat. I don't have it on me. Where is it? My gym bag. In the car. I stood. Then go get it. Milo, this is ridiculous. If it's just a trainer, there's nothing to hide. Go get the phone. We stared at each other. She was calculating, stalling. Finally, she stood. Fine, she said, voice clipped. You want to see it? I'll show you. I followed her through the hallway and into the garage. Her silver Lexus sat in its usual spot, spotless, humming with that quiet hum of privilege and control. She opened the driver's side and reached across for her gym bag, a black Nike duffel, the one she always kept beside her mat. She unzipped it, digging through the contents. Protein bar. Leggings. Water bottle. Then she stopped. It's not here, she murmured. My stomach dropped. Her voice had shifted again, soft, uncertain. What do you mean it's not there? I must have left it at work. In my office drawer. It's Saturday, I said. Your office is closed. Then, maybe it's at home somewhere. Let me think. I cut her off. It's not lost. You're stalling. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. My voice rose for the first time. You know exactly where it is. You're deciding whether or not to show it to me. She opened her mouth, then closed it. Tears welled suddenly, trembling on her lashes. Milo, she whispered, can we please just talk about this inside? I nodded once. We'll talk, but no more lies. We went back inside. The kitchen felt colder now, like something had shifted beneath the walls, beneath the floor, beneath us. Lila sat back down at the table, wiping beneath her eyes with trembling fingers. I waited, gave her space to start. She swallowed hard. Jonas is my trainer. That part is still true. I said nothing, just watched her. We started 2 years ago. But it's more than that now. We're close. Define close, I said, my voice flat. A lot. He understands me in ways, she stopped herself, as if realizing the edge she was about to fall over. In ways I don't? I asked. No, that's not what I meant. Are you sleeping with him? 3 seconds of silence. No. I swear. It's not physical. We've never. I stared at her. You text him more than you've ever texted me. You talk to him for hours. You bought a separate phone just for him. And I'm supposed to believe it's not physical? It's not, she cried. We're just connected. It's emotional support. I knew the term. I'd read about it. An emotional affair. And I knew, just as surely as I knew my own name, that she was lying again. "You've lied to me for 2 years," I said, fingers steepled under my chin. "Secret phone. Secret relationship. Thousands of messages. That's not friendship, Lila. That's betrayal." She bristled. "You're never home, Milo. You're always buried in your work, grading, planning, answering student emails." I felt invisible. "So instead of telling me, you turned to someone else?" My voice cracked slightly, but I kept it steady. "You didn't even try to fix it. You just replaced me." "I knew you'd react like this," she snapped. "Controlling. Paranoid." There was turning it around. Making this about me, about my reaction, not her deception. "I'm not being paranoid. I'm pointing at facts." I paused. "What I want is 3 things." Her arms folded, chin tilting defiantly. "Oh, you're making demands now?" "First, the phone. I want to see it. Second, the whole truth, no more lies. Third, you end it today. You block him, cancel the line, and end all contact." She stared at me like I'd spoken a foreign language. "You're serious?" she whispered. "Dead serious. If you don't end this, I end us." She looked stunned. Like it had never occurred to her that I might not stay, that I had a line too, and she'd crossed it. "I can't just end a friendship like that," she said, her voice trembling now. "It's not fair to him." "It's not a friendship, Lila. It's an emotional affair. You made it romantic. You made it secret. And now you're telling me you care more about sparing his feelings than saving your marriage?" She flinched. "That's not what I'm saying." "Then what are you saying?" She looked down at the table, her voice small. "Can I at least explain to him? Say goodbye properly?" The question landed like a slap. "Explain to him?" I repeated. "You want to write him a farewell letter while I sit here with the wreckage?" "Milo, please, he's been there for me. I owe him." "No," I said sharply. "You owe me. You owe our marriage honesty. Loyalty. You owe the man you built a life with the truth. Not him." Silence. Then, finally, she exhaled, long and broken. "The phone's upstairs," she whispered. "Nightstand drawer. Left side." I stood without a word and made my way to our bedroom. She followed behind me, silent now, her presence small and shaking. I opened the drawer. And there it was. A dark blue iPhone. Hidden. Waiting. I held the phone out toward her. "Unlock it." Her lips parted like she might protest, but when she looked at my face, something in her surrendered. She leaned forward. The screen lit up, Face ID recognized her. It unlocked. The home screen was bare. Just a few default apps. But when I tapped the messages icon, one thread dwarfed the rest. Jonas speech balloon. 8,427 unread messages. I opened it. The most recent messages were from just the day before. "Lila, 9:17 a.m. Morning, babe. Thinking about you." Jonas, 9:23 a.m. Morning, beautiful. Can't wait to see you next week. Lila, 9:45 a.m. Counting down the days. Wish it could be sooner. Jonas, 10:12 a.m. Me too. Last time was amazing. You're amazing. I felt like I was reading someone else's life, like I'd cracked into a secret dimension where my wife belonged to someone else. I scrolled further. Lila, 8:34 p.m. Milo just fell asleep. Finally have you to myself. Jonas, 8:41 p.m. I hate that you have to wait for stolen moments. Lila, 8:47 p.m. Someday it'll be different. Someday I'll be brave enough. Brave enough to leave me. I kept scrolling, numb and nauseous. Their entire relationship was laid out in thousands of text bubbles. Intimate, raw, and deliberate. December 12th. Lila, 3:15 p.m. He asked me why I've been so distant. I almost told him everything. Jonas, 3:19 p.m. What stopped you? Lila, 3:21 p.m. Guilt. The house. I don't know. But I hate lying to him. Jonas, 3:27 p.m. Then stop lying. Be with me for real. Lila, 3:31 p.m. I will. So, I promise. Just need to figure out timing. I looked up at her, jaw clenched. You were going to leave me? She sat on the edge of the bed, hands in her lap, silent. I don't know, she said finally. Maybe. I was confused. I didn't stop. I needed the full truth. August 2023. Jonas, 7:54 p.m. I love you. You need to know that. I'm in love with you. Lila, 8:02 p.m. I love you too. So much. I've never felt like this. Jonas, 8:10 p.m. Then leave him. Come to me. We'll figure it out together. Lila, 8:16 p.m. I want to. I'm just scared. Every message was a nail in the coffin. And then I tapped photos. The album opened with a burst of thumbnails, 237 photos. At first, they were harmless. Gym mirrors. Workout charts. Meal prep. But then the tone changed. Selfies of the two of them. Her leaning into him, smiling wider than I'd seen in years. Restaurant dinners. Candlelight. Beach sunsets, places she told me she'd gone for work retreats. And then the hotel rooms. Photos taken in bed. Jonas shirtless. Lila curled against him, both of them glowing, tangled in sheets. Her face, so soft, so open, expressions she used to reserve for me. The most recent photo was dated 2 weeks ago. Same bed. Same man. Her head on his chest. His hand resting on her bare thigh. You said it wasn't physical, I said quietly. Lila didn't answer. She didn't cry. She didn't try to lie. She just looked at the floor and said nothing. This is over, I whispered. We're done. Milo, wait, I can explain. There's nothing left to explain. You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. Every day. For 2 years. I walked out of the bedroom with the phone in my hand, my heart breaking in slow motion. She followed, still pleading. But I was already gone. Milo, please, she begged as I grabbed my keys from the hook by the door. Let's talk about this. Just don't leave like this. I turned to face her one last time. The woman in front of me looked like Lila. Same face, same voice, but I no longer recognized her. She wasn't my wife. Not anymore. Where are you going? She asked, her voice cracking. To Rowan's. I'll be there until I get a lawyer. I'm filing for divorce. The word hit her like a slap. She staggered back a step, hands trembling. No. No, you can't. Milo, we can fix this. I ended it. I'll never talk to him again. I promise. You should have ended it the day it started, I said. You should have talked to me when you were lonely. But you didn't. You chose to lie. For 2 years. You don't get to undo that. Tears poured down her face as she moved to block the door. You can't just walk away. I stepped around her. Yes, I said, voice quiet. I can. And I did. As I backed down the driveway, she stood barefoot in the cold, watching me disappear. She'd spent nearly $2,000 hiding a secret. But it cost her everything.